This episode of Interview with the Artist is brought to you by Stitcher. Stitcher is an award-winning free mobile app that lets you listen to all your favorite shows, including Interview with the Artist. Plus, discover the best of news, sports, and entertainment, all on demand. With Stitcher, there's no downloading, no syncing, and no wasted memory. Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the app stores. From WBAZ Radio, it's Interview with the Artist. I'm Walker Vreeland. It's 12 noon on a Tuesday, and I'm getting ready to interview Rita Rudner. Before we begin, I get her levels.
I am very level. This is my level that I am. I'm level-headed. I'm level-footed.
Level-footed. I'm not sure if I'm level-footed, but...
Well, it's not that important.
But you're a former dancer, so you're definitely level-footed.
Yes, you have to be level-footed. One leg cannot be longer than the other. And also, if your name is Walker, you should be level-footed, too.
That's true. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on my level-footedness.
Rita Rudner is a comedian, actress, and New York Times best-selling author. Known as the queen of clever one-liners, she's recorded several award-winning comedy specials for HBO. Most notably, Rita Rudner Born to be Mild and Rita Rudner Married Without Children. Since 2001, she's been performing almost exclusively in Las Vegas to sold-out crowds. Rita Rudner, this will be your third time performing in Westhampton Beach at the Westhampton Beach Performing Arts Center.
Yes, and I know the place very well. I know where I'm going to get my sandwich. I know where I'm going to go shopping. I've never stayed the night there, though, so that's a new experience. I don't know where I'm staying, so don't ask me, but evidently it has a roof.
That's a good start. I'm glad you'll have shelter while you're here.
I do have shelter. One time, the first time I ever played the Hamptons, it wasn't... It was a different Hampton. I don't know, one of the other ones. And it was I forget what club or a hotel or what. Well, all I know is that they ran out of rooms because there were too many comedians. And I got a room that was the room that when they needed something extra and something broke in another room, they took it from my room. So when I came back, first there was no lamp. I said, there was a lamp there before, and it was gone. And then the rug was gone from the bathroom. And I said, my gosh, I'm going to come back, and there's going to be no door. Luckily, nobody needed a bed, so I got a bed. But it was just the funniest thing that whenever I'd go out and I'd come back, there was something missing from my room. And I said, why is that? And they said, oh, well, yours is the least important room.
Oh, gosh, thanks very much.
They said the people who have more money and the people who are paying a lot of money, they get all the things that are in your room if theirs break. I said, okay, well, that's normal.
Well, what's your impression of the Hamptons?
I love the Hamptons. Well, they're very beautiful. And so far, all of the places that I've been have been very classy, and all the clothing stores. You've got my favorite clothing store, Calypso, which I'm going to frequent because lots of things are on sale. I'm in a good time. They're having their summer sale.
Yes, and who doesn't love a sale? So do you ever come out here just for fun? Is going to the Hamptons something that you do? I've
never been anywhere just for fun. That's what my daughter says, Mommy, can't we take a vacation in a place where you don't work? And I said, no. Why should we? Wherever I go, we went to London last year, and I did a TV show. And then we took a cruise, and I did a show on the cruise. And that's what we do. That's what we've done the whole time. When I was on my honeymoon with my husband, because he produces comedy shows, he kept looking in the different convention halls to see if they could make a stage for me so I could do a show. So I think that was my last vacation where I didn't work, was my honeymoon.
And where is home?
Home is Las Vegas, the most natural place in the world. Silicone.
What about silicone?
Even the silicone is organic.
Well, I would love to talk about your early days in the business, because before you were a comedian, you were a dancer.
Yes, I loved doing that then, and I'm so glad I don't do it now.
Well, I was going to say, there's certainly nothing funny about being a dancer. I mean, that's...
No, that was never funny. I didn't talk. You're a dancer because you don't want to talk. And then I was a late bloomer. I didn't talk till I was 27. And then when I was 27, I decided, well, this is good because, you talk and then you don't have to jump. So I started more talking, less jumping. And now I only talk, no jumping. I walk. I'm like you. I'm a walker. People still get together and say, was Rita ever funny? Even my old boyfriends say, she was never funny. Was she funny? And they go, no, I was never funny. I didn't get funny till I was 27, and then I decided to be funny.
Wow, you decided to be funny.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that weird? I was in therapy. I forgot to ask why all this happened, but it did, and I'm glad because I love what I do.
Well, I love dancers, and, every man I've ever been with almost has been a dancer, and they're truly crazy. I mean, and yet I've always been attracted to dancers. There's something about dancers. What is it? What is it about dancers, Rita?
Well, we're in very good shape.
Yes.
I think that's part of it.
Yes.
I used to wake up in the morning. I'd be at ballet class by 10. I'd be at tap class at 11, and I'd be at jazz class at 5. So, that's what I do all day. And I was in really, really good shape. And then when I married my husband, he was not a dancer. And he liked to go out for long lunches. And he said, he was from Australia. He was living in Australia. And he came over to America. And I was still going to ballet class every afternoon at 1 o'clock. So I'd have to leave at 12, and I'd get home at 4. And he shook me. He said, Rita, you're not dancing anymore. You're a comedian. Stop it. So I stopped it. And now I have more fun, but I'm not in great shape anymore, but who cares?
Well, I say that I've only dated male dancers and that they're crazy, but it's just dawning on me now that it may not be because they're dancers, but because they're men. And you're like an expert on men. I mean, you've been talking about men forever.
Yes, I love men. I married one, and we've been married for 25 years. Ask me how I've stayed married for 25 years.
How?
Well, we've been very lucky in that no other people have ever found either one of us the least bit attractive. So we really haven't had a choice. Everything just worked out fine.
And you've written a whole book about men.
Yes, Rita Rudner's Guide to Men. It has little tips about men. I'll do a tip. Let's see if I can remember one, because it's from when I was single, which was a long time ago.
Yes, please.
You can tell a lot about a guy by the way they play a game. I was playing tennis with a man. He couldn't say 30 love. He kept saying 30, I really like you, but I still have to see other people. There. Those are some of my tips.
And your husband's also your writing partner.
He is, but not my stand-up. Only my... when we write plays together, books together, movies together, but my stand-up I write by myself, except sometimes he says something, and I put it in my act. Like when I was in a restaurant, and I couldn't decide what to order, and the waiter came over, and I said, if you were me, what would you have? And he said, I can't stand it anymore. And then he said, and that's when I killed her, Your Honor. So that got in my act, and it stayed in forever, because so many men, women, we can't make up our minds. And men, they just go, have the steak. And women go, well, I don't know. What should I, how do you cook the chicken? And my husband's screaming, it's chicken. You don't need a biopsy. Just order it. Oh, so anyway, that's what happens with our lives. So
early on in your career, in your stand-up, you talked about men, a lot about men and marriage. And you also talked about children, specifically why you would never have children and why you weren't cut out for motherhood. What was that joke you always did about not wanting kids?
I don't know whether I want to get a dog or have a child. I don't know whether I want to ruin my carpet or ruin my life. So, those are my jokes. So guess what I have now, a child and a dog.
Right. That's what I hear. I hear you adopted a daughter in 2002.
Yes, she's 11, and I'm still trying to lose the weight, and we adopted. It doesn't make sense. Help me, please.
Well, what changed your mind?
Well, it just seemed we wanted Martin and I wanted to change our lives, and I wasn't getting pregnant, and I'll tell you why. Because it turned out that when I was young, I'd spent a lot of time in jacuzzis, and I'd accidentally hard-boiled my eggs. So we just said, let's adopt a child. And I was on a plane with somebody, actually Ben Stein. You know Ben Stein?
Yes.
And he does a lot of commercials. He's a very nice guy. And we were on a plane together. And he was talking about his son. And he adopted a son. And I said, well, how do you adopt a baby? And he told me. And I got home and I said, hey, Martin, I found out how to adopt a baby. So we contacted an adoption lawyer. And sure enough, 9 months later, we had the most beautiful little girl in the whole world.
And how's being a mother? What have you learned about yourself?
Well, it's lovely being a mother. I learned about worrying about somebody else 24 hours a day, even when you're asleep. That's what I learned. And I learned I didn't know the words to any song. That was very interesting. The first time I sang to her, A, B, C, D, la, 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 la. I said, you have to study more than that. And I'm learning that no matter how I try to make her neurotic, she's alarmingly normal.
Well, bravo.
I know. She's in lifeguard camp this morning, and last week she was in surf camp, and the week before she was in vocal camp.
Oh.
So I do have, and she's also a champion tennis player and an honor student. So excuse me for bragging, but I have a fantastic daughter.
Of course. Oh, you must be so proud.
I am. I'm proud of her every single day. And she also has straight hair and long legs that I've always wanted. Oh, I don't know how I got so lucky. I mean, not just with the hair and the legs, with the whole package.
Exactly. So, Rita, you're considered a clean comic, and you don't swear on stage. Do you swear in everyday life?
Once in a while, yeah, absolutely. But, I don't put it on Twitter or anything. Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I'm perfect.
Of course.
Of course I swear. Everybody swears. But I don't swear around my daughter because, it really is, I do want to set an example for her. And I do benefits for her school and everything where all the parents from the school come to see me, and I would hate for them to come to see me and leave.
Yeah.
So I've always done a clean act, and before it was just because I wanted to, but now I'm happy that I do it because I do want to set a good example for my child.
Well, going to see Rita Rudner is an experience. I mean, you've been performing almost exclusively in Las Vegas since 2001.
11 years. And that's another reason we decided to move to Las Vegas, because I didn't want to travel anymore because I wanted to be a mommy. And I didn't want to be an absentee mother. And luckily, I think you can have it all. You just can't have it all at the same time. Mm-hmm. So I already did my traveling. Martin did his traveling. We've been all around the world. And we just wanted to stay in one place and raise a child. And that's what we did with Las Vegas.
Well, I've never seen you live, but I've watched your comedy specials over the years, and I think you're so unique. To see you is such a unique experience because you're unpredictable, and you're demure and you're elegant, and you speak in soft lilting tones, and you wear these beautiful gowns on stage, and you're just sweet as pie, and yet you're not at all demure or afraid to say, what's going on the inside behind the beautiful facade. There's actually a lot of confusion and dismay, and so you don't expect it. And I was just wondering if that's how you see yourself, or how do you see yourself as a comedian?
Exactly. That's exactly it. Because a lot of comedy comes from a separation between what you're saying and how you're presenting it. So I do have what I hope are accurate and sharp observations behind somebody who is very calm and contained. So instead of yelling something, I like to say it, but it doesn't make it have any less impact. In fact, I found the softer I spoke, the more people listened.
It's a terrible place, Hollywood. It is, don't go. When you meet a guy there, the first question you ask yourself is, I don't know. Is this the man I want my children to spend their weekends with? But things are going very well with us. My husband, he gave me this necklace for our anniversary. It's fake. And I requested fake. I did, because maybe I'm paranoid, but in this day and age, I just don't want anything around my neck that's worth more than my head.
You voice the inner monologue of so many women, who may be very well put together on the outside, and they say and they do all the right things, but they're kind of rolling their eyes on the inside.
Well, everyone's poking each other in the ribs, going, "You do that, you do that," and gay couples too. Gay couples relate to everything I say.
And you have a very dry, cynical, sort of ironic, sometimes neurotic style. Where do you think you get that from? Were your parents funny?
I don't know. My dad was kind of funny, and my mom was kind of ditzy. Well, my dad was very cynical. He was a lawyer, and my mother was a housewife who was, I do have her cooking skills. I did the same thing. She would forget she had things in the oven, too, until they exploded. So, I kind of I kind of picked up her cooking skills and my dad's cynicism. So yes, in a way, but no one was ever in show business, so I certainly don't know how that happened. But you never know. That's why I have to wait to see what my daughter wants to do, because I'm telling her to decide, and she's only 11, and I think we have some time left.
Definitely.
So if I were her, because I'm trying to figure out you have to figure out what is needed in the world, because different things are needed at different times in history. So I think if I were growing up now and I was going to be in the job market in about 15 years, I would definitely be a tattoo remover.
That's a great idea.
Don't you think?
Absolutely.
If you figured out a good way to get rid of tattoos, because a lot of people, it seems like a good idea, but in 20 years they're going to say, I like French toast, but I don't know why I seared it onto my torso.
French toast.
Yeah.
Now, have you proposed this idea to your daughter?
Not yet. And also, if you don't have anything any skills, I would build a fountain. Because if you build a fountain, people throw money into it. I don't know why.
Another award-winning idea.
Don't you think so? If you want to make a lot of money, be a tattoo remover in back of a fountain.
Now, I'd like to talk about the dresses. You wear these beautiful dresses on stage. Do you ever wear gowns when you're not on stage? Like, do you wear them around the house?
I wear pajamas, and I wear shorts or sweatpants, or, I either wear casual or elegant. I have nothing in the middle. You should see my closet. Sweatpants, gowns, that's it.
I love that. Well, you look gorgeous. I can't remember if you're 59 or is it?
Oh, stop it! And there's a big birthday coming up, and I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, but you look fabulous. Do you feel fabulous? Do you feel good? Do you feel gorgeous?
I do, because I have this young child, and I have to run around with her. And she's a tennis player. We play tennis every day, and she's. If 1 second she's not busy, what are we doing now, Mommy? So I don't really have time to think about things. And it does keep you going. A lot of people ask me, like 2 or 3 people have asked me, if that's my granddaughter, and so I've had to learn karate. I did do everything very, very late in life, but I don't care. Not everyone is the same. Everyone does things differently. They have to deal with it.
Do you ever dance anymore?
No. I stretch.
You stretch?
I stretch and I play lots of tennis.
Well, no wonder you look so good, and no wonder you feel so great.
Yeah, everything's good. My husband's 4 years younger than I am. He says he's in bad shape. And my daughter's starting to take after him, being a hypochondriac. In the morning, everything hurts. Say, shut up, you're 11, get to the beach.
Lessons learned. Number 1. It's never too late to switch gears and take a new path. Rita Rudner decided to be funny at 27 and became a comedian. Number 2. When you love what you do, you don't see a separation between vacation and work. Rita said she'd never gone anywhere just for fun, and that's because she doesn't need to. Work is her vacation. If you love what you do, why not work while on vacation? Why vacation at all when you're already on the road for work? Number 3. Rita Rudner's been doing comedy since 1981, but she's perfect for the Twitter generation. Considered the queen of the one-liner, her succinct, quick-witted observations make amazing sound bites, and therefore she can do a lot with 140 characters. Find her on Twitter, @Rita Rudner. And finally, number 4. Laughter is good. In our 16-minute conversation, I laughed out loud over 20 times, and it made my day better. Rita Rudner, it has been such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, I'm going to thank you because this was a wonderful interview, and I enjoyed it too.
Oh, thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing your show.
Thank you very much, and good luck with those dancers.
Thank you so much, Rita. Interview with the Artist comes to you from WBAZ Radio. I'm Walker Vreeland. Leave your comments and listen to past episodes on our website, interviewwiththeartist.com. Thanks for listening.